AITA for asking my wife to bring our child's shorts to the park. I spent a weekday afternoon at the local park/playground roller skating with our 9-year-old. I had brought skates, helmets, protective gear, water bottles, etc. About an hour in, I realized he was getting too warm in jeans and could have used shorts. At that point we were already in the middle of roller skating. He really didn't want to stop and go home, because we would have had to take off a lot of gear, walk to the car, drive home, get the shorts, drive back, and gear up again. The drive itself is only about 5 minutes each way, but it would have interrupted the whole thing. He also didn't want to stay alone in the park while I went. So I called my wife, who was at home, and asked if she could find his shorts and maybe, only if she wanted to, walk toward us with them so I could run downhill and meet her halfway. It park is about a 10-15 minute uphill walk from our house. She said yes, and said she could just take a walk all the way up. A few minutes later she called back and said, "You know what, I was being too nice before. I offered way too much. I'm not going to walk up there. I'll put the shorts in the driveway and you can come get them." I said, "Okay, no problem," and did not push it. I know when to not. In the end we did not go get the shorts. We just rolled up his jeans, which worked fine. Later that evening, when we came home, my wife was still angry. She said she felt insulted that I had asked her to bring the shorts when I was the one with the car and the drive was so short. She said that if the roles were reversed, I would never have agreed to walk up there. She didn't want to hear anything about why I had asked, but demanded that I acknowledged and agreed with the feeling of being insulted. I think it was completely fine she didn't want to do it. But I did not agree that it was insulting to ask. From my point of view, I made a low-pressure practical request. She could have said no. When she changed her mind later I accepted it without arguing. When I wouldn't agree that the request was insulting, she said, "Don't ever ask me anything again that you wouldn't do yourself." I don't think it is true I would refuse the favor if roles were reversed. Depending on the situation being the same I would have absolutely done it, and on such a sunny day I would just turned it into a run. I also don't think anybody should make a rule about not asking questions. For context, my wife is generally not the one who spends several hours doing activities like this at the park. If she takes him, she is usually watching rather than participating, and she would normally stay for a shorter time. She prefers to stay at home. So I don't think this was about her being jealous that I was at the park while she was home. AITA for asking her in the first place. Edit, the part about reversed roles had come out completely wrong, opposite of my intent, now fixed. I have said no to her occasionally in the past but I would have done this,